First ban Supernova onto Hazard. Second ban from Dhilducks on Tracer. Oasis is the map picked by Supernova. Both of these teams are recently promoted into North America OWCS. We'll see what they can do. We have the Toilet Bowl. I'm not sure that Supernova is really a Toilet Bowl team, though. I could see this easily going kind of a 3-0 in favor of Supernova. I think they're a bit of a level up from Dhilducks. I think we saw that in the Face It League Grand Final between these two teams as well. We saw Supernova kind of crush Dhilducks. Maybe a 4-1, was it? But we just saw Frosttails and Quick eSports go to a map 5, so maybe we'll see a similar effect here. Astro pushes forward, gets hacked. The Sombra has gained popularity recently. It's weird to see the Sombra in a Orisa mirror, though. It seems like the Sombra kind of there to annoy the Orisa quite a lot, to hack and pressure the tank. Redx taking a lot of damage, the Lucio very low. Jutsu able to get that first pick on the PDK. Azure falls. And so does Redx there. First fight goes to Supernova. A stagger onto Frothy. Well, it actually fails. Ryan questions his life choices for a moment after that as well. That's pretty funny. Razor dies, though. Okay. Crazy stagger. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the Sombra is nice for that EMP, though. So if Razor's able to build up to that pretty quickly, it could be quite useful, but only 50% right now, so kind of behind at the moment. Not doing too well there. Sombra taking an angle. Azure able to block the Bola shot from Jutsu. Here's PDK's Bola shots onto Astro. Does absolutely no damage. Renko. I think that was a Rajax right there. Okay. That's a Rajax, chat. I think that is a confirmed Rajax. PDK, 2 kills. Unfortunate. Straight away. North America getting us started strong. Sombra is broken. Have you seen the ban stats? Sombra isn't banned because she's good. Sombra's actually not that good right now. She's okay, but she's not super strong. People are banning her because they simply do not like Sombra, not because she's actually good. She's like mid at the moment. She's usable, but she's not like overpowered or even close to it. People, it's basically a pure skill issue with the bans onto the Sombra. It's been happening a lot. I mean, I made a tweet about it too. Sombra, I do not understand the bans. People are like, well, I just banned Sombra because she's annoying and I don't want to play against her. You're playing ranked, and you complain that you're plat, and then simultaneously say, I'm just going to waste my ban on Sombra because she's a, you know, I don't like playing against Sombra. It's like, okay, I think anyone who bans Sombra just because they, you know, for the sake of just, I don't like playing against Sombra, I think at that point, those players, like, they're not allowed to play, complain about their rank. That is something I feel very strongly about. Because it's just like, you know, you're purposely kind of throwing your rank away a little bit. There's the EMP with the Terra Surge. Pretty solid. Pretty good damage. PDK. Forced away. I mean, Astra's just barely surviving. A nice rally from Grapes. Keeps him alive. The Kitsune and Beat and everything committed from Dhilducks, and there's just no value. Dhilducks used every ultimate in the game. They used 5 ultimates, and they just weren't able to get a kill. That's unfortunate. They're at a major ultimate disadvantage now, though. Sombra's one of the easier heroes to deal with in the game, too, because if you're playing DPS, you can just play Tracer and chase down the Sombra and be an annoyance to the Sombra. And if you're on support, there's a character called Brig, and ranked works perfectly fine against Sombra. And then, you know, if you're on tank, you literally just have to play pretty smart. You just have to play smart, you have to play cautiously, and you spy check. It's not that tough unless, like, you're on certain heroes that maybe it's a little harder, but generally as a tank player, there are pretty set ways to play around the Sombra. Depending on whether the Sombra flanks or whether the Sombra just shoots the tank. If the Sombra's shooting the tank, you just play slower and you charge your support ults and you play off ults more. If the Sombra is playing flankier and going after your backline, you don't want to peel a lot of the time. It depends on the tank you're on in this situation. A lot of the time, you just want to try and trade the opposing team. That's it. But there you go, Supernova re-engage. They win that fight. They win the first point. That's Oasis City Center going to Supernova. Redx able to get Ranko. Grapes trades Redx. Razor able to find Astro. Okay. Trades back and forth. Ryan deflects into Frothy Philly. Ryan gets a second kill, and there we go. Supernova win this here. Just some final cleanup. Doom is actually pretty good in plat quite often, mainly because people just play incorrectly. The people who know how to play against Doom, they don't stay in plat. That's the thing. Which actually, you know, makes it easier, because if you're a plat player and you're like, oh, I'm banning Doom all the time, that's actually a bad thing to do. If anything, you should just, you know, allow the enemy team to play Doom and throw. And then it's easier. Oh my goodness, okay. That was a nice bullet shot from PDK. That looked pretty good. I know PDK was a bit less comfortable on Freya previously, so maybe he's gotten a bit better with it. Supernova remain in control. Astro trying to kill Astro, just can't. Azure falls. Razor's Sombra might get forced away here. Oh, this is okay. Tries to go for the spear onto the Invis Sombra. Not able to land it. But yeah, it sounds like counterintuitive, but basically, like, people are like, oh, play Bastion in bronze because Bastion is good in bronze. If you play Bastion in bronze, you won't leave bronze. You'll win in bronze, but win only like 50% of the time. Maybe you'll get yourself to silver, whatever, but like eventually it'll stop working. And then you're like, well, the Bastion isn't working anymore. You see, the thing is, it might work in a rank, it won't work outside of it, and your goal is to leave the rank, ideally. The players that play, like, the meta characters, you know? Like, people are like, oh, don't play Freya in, like, low ranks. That's too hard. If someone plays Freya in low ranks and improves, they leave that rank. That's why you should play those heroes in those ranks. You'll win more and you'll leave the rank. Does that make sense, chat? So meta actually doesn't change if you're lower rank. People are like, oh, like, Bastion's meta in bronze. No. Bastion's meta for staying in bronze. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But, like, you know, if you want to get out, play the heroes that allow you to get out, because that's how people get out. Okay, Dhilducks should be able to retake here. Dhilducks, they only have the bola shot here. It's going to have to be a beautiful bola shot. It's kind of a neutral fight, honestly. Neither team has much. Jutsu might get up to this bola shot soon as well. Supernova rotating through the hookah, being closed to lane. PDK is going to wrap around, kind of flip map a little bit. Jutsu now set up on the high ground. The Freya duel in progress. Oh, trying to chase. Okay, that lands. Wow, that must have caught the edge of Jutsu. I don't know. Jutsu does get Red X before he falls out. Astro able to find Razor. Oh, the Sombra is dead. Now, Dhilducks in an awkward position. They're going to have to retake here, and they're down their Sombra. It's not easy for really anybody to touch. Azure in there, using the Fortify. Once that Fortify is gone, Azure's going to be under so much pressure. You're going to see that in a moment. Okay. There's the bullet. Oh, that bullet shot was perfect, too. The backline of Supernova. Oh, no, sorry, the backline of Dhilducks taking a lot of damage. Azure's dead. There's that pressure at Azure I was talking about. Everybody was shooting Azure. You just shoot the person who's on point. Zenyatta and Ramatra. I find that teams that try and ban Ramatra want to force Sig. This is going to have to turn into a Diva mirror, right? Should be just Diva, and the Zen ban definitely reinforces that as well. We'll see. Ending submissions. Looks like we have some Dhilducks believers. Okay. Give me Zarya. I actually agree. I think that is a great decision, actually. I think that works too. I forgot. Yeah, Zarya is technically a thing too. Instead of the Diva. That is a thing. Now, the Orisa, on the other hand, I think the Orisa gets beaten by the Diva and the Zarya. The Zarya is clever, though. I like this. Okay, here we go. Juno Brig, Zarya, Mei, Freya. Now, they saw the Zarya, and they were like, fuck that, we're leaving. We're going to the next corner. We're going to the next zip code. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, you can push the cart a little bit. That's fine. Yeah, Supernova cannot mess around with that. Look at how far they back away. Oh, nice bubble into the Freya, actually. Good bubble. I like the timing on that. That was pretty good. Oh, that was a bad self bubble, though. That got nothing. Okay, there's the speed ring and the wall. Trying to swing this a little too soon, though. You don't have enough bubble. You don't have enough charge. You gotta chill. This is where it turns into how much charge can we build in a short amount of time, right? You're looking to build charge as quickly as you can. Okay, a lot of pressure onto Astro. Good wall. Azure now getting up there in the charge amounts. Yep, we're high charge now. That's good. Okay. And Astro forced out. Now we're final fight for first point. We pushed it far enough. Good pressure. Wall, a little off. I don't like that wall too much from Razor. Oh, nice shot from PDK. Razor just needs to live here. Orbital Ray, re-engage. Good re-engage. Good re-engage. Astro's going to be under a lot of pressure here. There's the kills. Final kills coming through with that orbital. Beautiful. Yeah. That works quite well, chat. There's no such thing as a Sig map anymore. It just goes to anything but Sig, really. Oh, Astro just went Sig. Astro just went Sig. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That is not gonna work, chat. I think Astra should go Winston. That might be a hot take. Winston, this might be the rare Winston brawl occasion. You know what I mean? Like an Ana Lucio even, you know? I feel like that could go crazy here. An Ana Lucio Winston. Yeah, they're about to cap second. Look at this. Okay, back to Orisa. Just said fuck that. Yeah, that I love how quickly Astro realized that that shit isn't working. Like, you know what? I'm just going back to spawn. Never mind. The Sigma was not a good idea. My bad. Okay, Orbital Ray. That's to counter the grab from Azure. That's a pretty good trade for Dhilducks, though. Azure still gets Jutsu. How is Azure alive? Red X rallies? Azure kills another? At 1 HP? What? What? Huh? Hello? How was my Zarya still alive? Oh, Grapes is dead. Oh, okay. Astro is just like, okay, we're gonna vacate the area. We're gonna get out of here. Okay. Bola shot forces the immortality. Doesn't get much more. There's the bola shot from, yeah, Jutsu. Grapes is on fucking Lifeweaver now, dude. We're on Lifeweaver now. I think it might be over. It might be done. Give up. Give up. Yep, Terra Surge. Perfect. Perfect. That's a nice Terra Surge from Astro. Okay, pull. I don't think you need to pull there, actually. Maybe, actually, you know, yeah. Makes sense. But I'm not sure that pool is going to save you from the inevitable. The Lifeweaver flank. Okay. Alright. Ryan Blade. You get Red X. You get Razor. Alright. Good kills. PDK has been doing better this match than I've previously seen him play. And I am impressed. Azure's just sitting up here. Just chilling. I feel like Azure's going to end up staggered, no? Yeah, that was just a massive stagger. Okay. I guess the Lifeweaver, like, kind of works for the end of this point if you can, like, pull your tank up to the high ground. Interesting. Oh, Red X is just dead. There's a pulse from Ryan, okay. My favorite Tweaker Tracer player. He moves his camera, like, he's going for, like, max APM. He has a normal sense, by the way. I think that's the funniest thing. Chat, Ryan does not have a high sense. Ryan has the same sense as, like, Proper. But his aim is, like, he is just... I wouldn't call it shaky. It's just... I don't know. It's something else. Okay. How is Grapes alive? Oh my goodness. Okay. Terra Surge from Astro gonna allow for a trade. Grapes just like ran right in there. But yeah, no, I think Ryan has a similar sense to like what I have. Maybe a little bit higher than Proper. He's 7.7, 800. I thought he was like closer to 7, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It takes so long to heal a Tracer. That's not great, is it? Okay. Red X over to the Lucio now. Makes sense. Astra is on Winston. Bap, Lifeweaver, Winston, Freya Tracer. That's... yeah. It's a composition for sure. Astra's trying to pressure the backline. Back to go after the Zarya. The Zarya is the late fight carry. You have to kill the Zarya. There's the pulse. Okay, that should be enough, but Razor's able to get Ranko with the blade. Looking for the Tracer. Looking for Ryan. Oh, Ryan gets another! Oh my goodness. Ryan's popping off, but it's not enough. There's the overtime cap from Dhilducks. They managed to full cap Circuit Royale. Wow, that was a 5-minute hold on third point for Supernova. Not bad. We might have another kind of unexpected banger here. Dhilducks, they're clearly at a bit of a experience disadvantage compared to Supernova, but they're putting up a good fight, and I respect that. What's the Weaver win rate? I wouldn't even know. There's been so little Lifeweaver as well that it's hard to tell. And also, I'm not sure if that would be completely messed up by the fact that people do the spawn swaps, especially on Flashpoint, to try and get back to the fight faster, where you swap to Lifeweaver and pull someone, then like swap off. It'd be very hard to tell, and it might not be a very accurate number. Respect the Dhilducks because they aren't scrimming. Wait, they aren't? Why? They aren't scrimming at all? That's crazy. I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, I guess at that point you're kind of asking to be relegated, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy that Supernova are here now, but I will say, if I had to pick one between Amplify and Dhilducks, I think I'd rather have Amplify here, because I feel like Amplify, even though they weren't that good, I feel like they cared more. I will say that. I do like a team that isn't like us, Mimi, you know, but yeah. Dhilducks, I guess they aren't scrimming as much. I'm glad they're putting up a fight here, though. Like, I'm glad they're doing at least well, but I do like having more orgs that, like, have, like, you know, they are trying their best. Looks like Supernova, they're sticking with the BAP Lifeweaver. I don't know why. That's interesting, but I guess they are. There's the tree. Grapes is able to get Razor. Okay. There's the Terra Surge from Azure combined with the Bola. Actually, wait, Terra Surge Bola is like pretty good, isn't it? That looked pretty nice. Yeah, Orbital Ray came through from Frothy Philly as well, but I feel like I didn't see it. That's interesting though. It's gonna be a touch from Razor. I think Dhilducks should get back here. They are on Doomfist as well. Azure coming back on the Doom for the recontest. It's gonna be tough though. Supernova, look at the ults they have. Oh, it could be a big punch here. Oh, nope, not enough. Immortality. PDK able to get Jutsu though. Blade from Ryan should clean things up here. Oh, Razor gets Astro, okay. Okay. That was a bit closer than expected, but Supernova, they still take the first point. Okay, Zarya now. Fair enough. Good decision. Okay, let's go with it. I think you could have even run it on defense, to be honest. You do have to give some space, though, which can be tough while you build charge. It's easier to run the Zarya on attack because you have more time to build your charge. Bola shot. Okay, well aimed from both teams, actually. Both teams hit their Bola shot, but PDK was able to get more value out of it, actually finish a kill into Jutsu. PDK, another kill into Astra. The Orissa's gone. A well-placed bubble saves PDK from the Genji. And that should be a fight win for Dhilducks. Okay. Yeah, Supernova, the Lifeweaver, I'm thinking about it, you know, and it's like... It's going to be so hard for them to play aggressively. It's going to be so hard for them to play aggressively. I think Dhilducks, what they should do is just play for their charge, play for the long fight, because Supernova, it's just going to be so annoying for them. And the moment Supernova try and push forward, you just out-brawl them, you out-pressure them with the Brig Juno, right? You're going to have more brawl potential there. So Supernova, they're going to be really avoidant, but they're going to have to make a move since they're on attack here. Okay, Pulse. Perfect Pulse, actually. Forces Immortality. Okay, good pressure into Astra. There's the Grav. Yeah, Dhilducks, they're playing this correctly. You notice how they're not making a move immediately? How they took their time. They got resources out of Supernova. It's just with the Lifeweaver, you can never play first. And that's the fundamental issue with Lifeweaver's design, right? Is that his design does not allow his team to play aggressively. And there you go. The Juno swap comes through. Brig, okay. We're figuring out what we were running on. But yeah, like the Lifeweaver, it's impossible to play aggressive, so you're constantly just letting your opponent set the pace. And you're reacting to what the opponent does, right? Lifeweaver is purely reactive, and that can work in some cases, especially if you're playing a defensive strat, like a cheese defensive strat. But on attack, oh my goodness, trying to run the Lifeweavers hard. PDK gets Ranko. Ryan actually dealt with this Blade, no value, almost gets a kill. I think that was onto Redex, but unsuccessful. 1 minute 30 seconds left. I think the Lifeweaver pick might be biting Supernova in the ass here. They have to slowly swap over to Juno Brag, and in the process, they're at a disadvantage still, ultimate-wise. Ryan and Razor dueling in the back. Here's a engage rally from Redex. Very aggressive. Dhilducks maybe rushing it a bit, but oh my goodness, that's a perfect bash. Like around the corner, too. Okay, catching Ryan. That makes the rally worthwhile. It means Supernova don't get to kite it without losing anybody. That's nice. Good pressure. Azure builds up to the Graviton. Dhilducks have a chance to take a map here, a very solid map. Grapes needs to build up to the rally. That's like a super important win condition here for Supernova. But if Grapes is targeted here and forced out, that could be a big problem. Could be a major problem. Grapes is 80% too. That's the target for the Grav. Perfect targeting. Perfect targeting, chat. That's what you want to see. Go after the person who's closest to their ultimate. You get rid of Supernova's win condition. Astro still has the Terra Surge, but it shouldn't be a problem to deal with isolated on its own. There you go. That is a map going to Dhilducks. Beautiful map. And I think that goes to show in real time some of the weaknesses that Lifeweaver has that you really can't get past. We're seeing more and more of this Lifeweaver Baptiste composition, this backline. You can't play aggressive. It's a big problem. And if a team plays correctly against it, I think it's going to be easier to deal with. And also, you know, it's a new thing. So I think as teams play against it more, it's going to get easier to beat. So I think the Lifeweaver, what you're seeing now, if this is what Lifeweaver can do when teams are like less familiar with how to play against Lifeweaver, I don't know. I'm not sure if I believe in it. Okay, Supernova, they banned Zarya. They banned Zarya. And Dhilducks, they banned Genji. Okay. I think you could also ban Freya here if you're you're Dhilducks. But I guess, who was it? PDK was doing okay in the Freya. Yep, Juno Brig Mirror. I mean, it has to be. I think if they ran Lifeweaver, it would be a major issue. I guess it's the Zarya. Astra was kind of tired of playing the Orisa against the Zarya, which is fair. The Zarya can be used here. Okay, Orisa versus Orisa. Razor's on this Sombra, so it's that Sombra again. Ryan's on the Tracer. The Sombra's a bit better against Freya Genji, but against Freya Tracer, I think the Sombra's actually outmatched. The Tracer's kind of the counter here. It's not really the Brig's job to deal with the Sombra here. It's really mostly the Tracer that's going to be doing the work here. You'll see that Ryan's going to spend some time marking Razor. Ryan's in the back there. Has to back out. Needs a pack. Somebody get my man a pack. Okay. The Brig is kind of the last line of defense against the Sombra. Not really the first initiator. Okay. But if that happens, that's a big problem. Razor gets a nice hack onto Ryan, so wins that initial duel. And that's what Razor has to do, really. Razor has to be on top of things and really pay attention to Ryan, because if Razor doesn't pay attention and just tries to, like, you know, shoot and hack at will, it's not going to go well. Bola shot eaten by Astro, but PDK still gets a kill in the Grapes. First fight goes to Dhilducks. Ranko and Frothy both going to have their orbital rays. Frothy is a little ahead. It looks like Dhilducks are going to swing this corner for free. Orbital ray? It's way ahead. Ooh, Ranko's now got his own down. Okay, it's going to be even fight, even fight, even fight, even fight. Redix is behind on Rally. There's the Terra Surge from Azure. That was a bad decision. Oh, no, wait. Astro trades, though. It's fine. Okay. That could have been a train wreck there for Dhilducks, but it isn't. Actually, they're getting a lot of kills here. A surprising amount of kills, actually. You know, Supernova still win that, but they lost so many players. Those are good exit picks for Dhilducks, and also, again, the Terra Surges and the Orbital Rays are traded, so the ultimate situation is still even. I thought for a second that Azure completely threw away the Terra Surge, but looks like it's going to be okay. It's not an emergency. It's going to be okay. Getting ready to use it here. There it is, onto the Freya. The Freya's to target. The Virus misses, and Razor taken down almost immediately. I think kind of greeted that. Went for the Translocator a little too late. Dhilducks now working at a disadvantage. Rally's traded. And that's a fight win for Supernova. A very important fight win, actually, because that's going to be the corner, and it might be checkpoint as well. Everybody on Supernova lived as well, except for Ryan, but Ryan can get back quickly, so that really doesn't make a difference. There's lead for Supernova, and they should get checkpoint as well. I don't think Dhilducks can realistically contest this without putting themselves in danger. There it is. Excellent fight there. Even trade in terms of ultimates. Jutsu's also going to have this Bola shot. It's Bola shot versus Bola shot. Who has it better? Jutsu wrapping around the side. The Sombra's there. Oh my goodness, the Sombra just got deleted. Razor got caught off guard there, I think. I don't think Razor was expecting the Freya to turn the corner. Jutsu, another kill into PDK. Oh, Grapes dies. That's unfortunate. Oh, but that's a nice Bola shot onto the backline. Okay. Nearly gets a kill. Dhilducks forced away. Azure very low. Supernova continuing to make progress. They're now at 89 meters, 90 meters. Working upward from there. Astro in the middle of nowhere. Azure and Astro are in the middle of nowhere here. Where is this fight even happening? Razor against Ryan. So Supernova are like losing players, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening here. Dhilducks ready to go with their orbital. Ranko's a little behind. I think this is an orbital here. We'll see it in a moment. Maybe Terra Surge, Bola. Okay. Terra Bola combo. No orbital. That's fair enough. Jutsu's dead. Orbital Ray. Both teams traded. Okay. I like the decision making from Dhilducks actually there. I think you can open with something that isn't orbital there. That makes sense. Yeah, neither orbital's gonna get a ton of value, but Razor's dead, so you know, Dhilducks down one. I think they're gonna be cautious about pushing forward here. The cart stolen, so Dhilducks are gonna wrap back around and try and stop cart. Still sitting at that 90-meter mark. The pulse bomb onto the pulsing Brigitte. It's gonna result in Red X's death. There you go. The rally gone. Supernova continuing to make progress. 110 meters now. Grapes can use the rally aggressively. I think that's what we're going to see here. Razor should look to pulse Grapes if possible. You want to try and take that rally out as fast as possible. Exactly what Ryan did. There's an aggressive rally. Okay. Kind of a weird angle. There's the pulse onto it. Doesn't exactly land though. And a nice bash as well. Pressure the Tracer. Razor still lives, but at this point the card is at 127 meters, and that is incredibly difficult to beat. 4 minutes left. It's a similar situation to what we saw in that Frost Tales quick match where, you know, Frosttails were just so far behind. But they did make a decent comeback at the end. They just weren't able to take the map. Bullet shot from Jutsu on the flank, not able to find anything. PDK trades with his own. There's a Terror Surge from Astro, going to result in PDK's death, so it's a even trade. Both Freya's down, and now Frothy's gone, so the Juno, the Orbital Ray as well for Dhilducks is gone. Azure goes for the Terror Surge, not able to find anything with it. And it looks like Supernova are actually going to clean up and continue making progress. I mean, Dhilducks, they have like one more recontest here maybe, but it's going to get to the very end. Supernova, they're looking really dominant here. It's going to be Orbital Ray for Orbital Ray. If Dhilducks can win without ults, that's like the better option. That's what they would definitely prefer here. Ryan forced away. Jutsu is able to get PDK. That means that Dhilducks are down, forced to mirror the Orbital Rays. This is the best possible situation for Supernova. There's the rally from Red X as well. That's great for Supernova. That's so good for Supernova. And Red X dies. Another rally jacks. That's game. I think Supernova are bringing us to match point at this point. They're going to get the full cap. A nice pulse from Ryan. Looking to finish off the Freya now. 3 kills. Looking for a 4th. And there you go. A full cap. A beautiful full cap from Supernova. Not even in overtime. They do it pretty early on. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. The rushed recontest here from Dhilducks. They almost pulled it off. They almost won. At least a fight, but there you go. Supernova. They're going to take map number 3. That was their map pick. Okay, Juno banned by Dhilducks, so they're trying to get rid of the Juno Brig. They want to take Kiriko, Lucio, Mirror instead. I think Frothy likes the Kiriko, if I'm not mistaken, so that makes sense. Red X is also known as like more of a Lucio player. Supernova, they banned Genji, so Ryan can tweak out on Tracer. Makes perfect sense. Razor's on Mei. War criminal activity right there. Okay, Astro gets 2 kills, PDK gets 1. Dhilducks, they need another trade to come through, but I don't think it's coming through. I mean, that's 3 kills now. Yeah, it's New Junk City. So this is a map that I'm kind of surprised about. I figured that this would be a place where Dhilducks would do a little worse, you know? That's what I originally assumed, but that might not necessarily be true. Maybe they do like this map. I mean, they're running the Zarya. Now, I think the thing with the Zarya here is that it is easier to get run over. You know? The Zarya has a bit less time to work with. But on the other flashpoints, like on this specific point, I guess it could be easier. This specific one is kind of tough for the Zarya comp. Okay, here's the Kitsune. I feel like at this point, Dhilducks get completely outpaced. Yeah, there you go. The Zarya is dead. Astro doing just fine on this Orisa. Yeah, Supernova seem very unconcerned here. Doesn't seem like a problem for them. Okay, Astro. Did I end the prediction for the previous map chat? Did I end it? Or is what map is this for? The previous one? I'm gonna assume it's for the previous one. I'm gonna give it to Supernova. Azure's able to get Astro. PDK gets Grapes. PDK's over to Sojourn as well. I like the Sojourn here. I can see it. Astro Hazard, okay. Azure, there's the Grav. It's onto Astro. Beat in response. A Mei ultimate as well. Astro is just put in the mechanism. Tank hell right there. Red X is dead. Red X was the beat for Dhilducks. That really sucks for Dhilducks. Yeah, it's just like, you need Red X back. Dhilducks are holding on though. They're playing the long fight, and again, that Zarya. The more charge the Zarya gets, the more powerful the Zarya gets, and the longer the fight goes on, generally the better the Zarya will be. There's the Kitsune. You get the Zarya out, use the beat to disengage. That's good. That extends the fight longer, prevents the Zarya from getting run over. That's good. Frothy close to the Kitsune. If Frothy can build this, that'd be amazing for Dhilducks, even though they're down PDK. Okay, Azure trying to get some value. There's the Kitsune. Dhilducks have gotten this to 99. Okay, there you go. Razor able to get Astro. Dhilducks, it looks like they might lose this fight, but yeah, they've done a pretty good job of extending it. Quite a long time. It's just the problem of, like, do they win a retake? Overclock ready to go. This is the engage ultimate here, probably. You don't want to use it immediately, though. The Zarya is useless. You need to let your Zarya build charge before you overclock. So that's a limitation of Zarya. Interestingly enough, Zarya and Lifeweaver have similar limitations, if you think about it. Both of them kind of have to play second a lot of the time, because they want to build charge. Although Zarya can play first, it's just she has to wait a while. And also, if she starts a fight with charge, she can do a lot better. I don't know, it's weird. Zarya, okay. Azure able to get Grapes. But yeah, the Zarya is a bit more flexible than Lifeweaver, for sure. But still, a similar weakness. And that's why Zarya probably works so well against Lifeweaver as well, because Lifeweaver makes it so that the one weakness of Zarya you can't take advantage of it, you know? There you go, Dhilducks. Nice retake. Awesome. That's a point for Dhilducks. What are the creature points looking like? 18k on Supernova, 2.7k on Dhilducks. Okay. Still can't believe Lifeweaver is actually getting played. I think it's a fad, personally, but we'll see what happens. I can see it being a bit more common in the future, maybe with another buff or two, but it's just power creep at that point and just like insane numbers. And even then, he'd still probably be pretty exploitable. Azure, oh, we just sniped the enemy Freya. Okay, sure. Stood still for a second. Like, Azure was like, what happened? How did I get that kill? Oh, Razor's dead. Okay, your Mei dies before they can even use their freeze. There's the beat to counter the grab and a Kitsune. Literally everything from Supernova to try and deal with that. Dhilducks still have their Kitsune and their beat. They're going to use them one after the other. Frothy Philly trying to get back into the fight. Should be fine. You don't even need the Kitsune here, actually. That's a great fight for Dhilducks. Yeah, that grab gets both support ults out, and Dhilducks still win. They have the Kitsune. They're holding on to it. Lifeweaver is mostly just for living through the Freya. I think maybe it might be a Freya thing, because Lifeweaver can survive 2 of the tank aim shots, right? He has a lot of HP. But I don't know. I still don't see... I still don't see that as such a massive advantage. Also can grip teammates. That is true, to save them from the bolts, but... You know, I think at the same time you can run, you know, something like Kiriko with Suzu or something like that to save people. So it's interesting. Red X able to get Jutsu. That was the Kitsune from Frothy. Supernova had nothing to match it, you know, no ultimates. Dhilducks might take a second point. This could really be another banger. Astro and Ryan are dead. Dhilducks, they're making this Zarya work. Yeah, Zarya definitely has some value in different places. The Ramatra, I think that's the correct pick here if you don't want to play Zarya. Might be tough for Ryan on the Tracer, though. I'm not sure what the correct pick is here, though. I mean, you could just mirror Mei. Another thing you could do? Oh, you can't do that. Oh, Juno's banned. Juno Kiriko's pretty good against the Mei as well, if you make that swap, because it's just like, you know, very greedy. A very, very greedy backline that you can specifically get away with when the opponent doesn't have flankers. That's a perfect grab. That is a beautiful fucking grab. That just instantly wins you the fight there. That Kitsune completely shut down. It was an overclock as well, so a good bit of committal from Dhilducks, but 2 ults for 1, and that 1 ult as a Kitsune is not the worst thing ever. Dhilducks almost have both their support ults. Supernova only have 1. Yo, this is very doable. Dhilducks need to win this fight, though. Azure's getting run over. Oh my goodness. There you go. Yeah, the Zarya getting run over. Frothy Philly trades Renko, though. Good trade. Dhilducks need their trades here. Kitsune as well, they're fully committing to this fight. They need to win it, but Astro and the Annihilation is a big problem. PDK has to back the whole way out, slides away. Astro gets 2 kills, the backline falls, and that is the fight that Supernova needed to get back into things. That is a great fight win. Both support ults down and no committal of their own. It's just the Annihilation really deal with that. Azure building up some charge. You're going to have to do this at first. And then I think the Blizzard is just defensive. You're not going to use this aggressively. You're just going to throw it down when Supernova push in. Oh, but it's just... Redix is instantly dead. And there's the beat from Grapes. You just lose this fight. I think Dhilducks are probably just deciding not to use their ultimates here. Yep, no freeze, nothing. They purposely aren't using anything. Stagger. It is going to be difficult. PDK. Oh, that stagger into PDK is quite good. Look at that. No group respawn for the Sojourn. Azure forced to swap off the Zarya there. Yeah, the Ramatra definitely working a bit better. Easier to run down the Zarya. There is going to be a touch from the Orisa. There's the gold. Just trying to live. Blizzard's down. Azure's dead to the pulse bomb, though. Ryan, well aimed. Needs to be a touch, though, from Dhilducks. It comes through. Astro and Jutsu are dead, but Supernova still have the advantage. Ryan finishes off Razor. And it looks like in this 1v2, Supernova come out on top. It was Renko and Grapes versus just Frothy Philly on the Kiriko. 2-2, it comes down to one final flashpoint. Supernova can take it right here, but I gotta take this flashpoint first. Pretty much even on the ultimates as well. Frothy Philly just needs to build up to the rest of this Kitsune, and then it'll probably be Kitsune for Kitsune. Renko has his as well. Okay, Supernova taking this quite aggressively. Maybe a bit too aggressive. I don't like the Kitsune positioning there. I think it's a bit much. Yeah, Grapes dies. Red X traded. Oh my goodness, Astro was sent into the stratosphere. What sent him that far? Like, what? What happened? How did he go that far? I don't know, but Dhilducks win that fight, and the annihilation from Astro does absolutely nothing. Azure holding the high ground here. Dhilducks deciding to take a more aggressive approach to defending, but Razor is going to have the block forced immediately run down by Supernova. Red X dies again early. Red X keeps dying. Razor's dead. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a positional mistake there from Dhilducks. I feel like they set up a little too aggressively, but they are getting some good trades. Jutsu and Grapes are dead. Azure gets Astro. All of a sudden, it's a 1v1. Ryan needs to win this. Goes for the pulse! They eat! Oh, no! What the f... Azure did not win that. Azure did not win that. That did not just happen. In no world does Azure win that. This is the one universe where he does. And now Dhilducks push forward aggressively. They have the Terra Surge. They just want to get it off onto the back line. Going for the Lucio. You see Azure's just chasing down. PDK has that overclock up. So much pressure on Supernova. It's going to be beats traded from both teams. There's the Terra Surge from Azure. It's not going to find anything. Actually, it is winnable for Supernova. Razor, there's the Blizzard. The ultimates from Dhilducks have gotten no value, but Frothy Philly's close to the Kitsune. That's the win condition for Dhilducks. They need to build up to it. Azure's taking too much damage. Azure's won. Frothy Philly has the Kitsune now. It needs to come down. Oh, no, wait. No, it's not overtime. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't gotta panic if you're Dhilducks. It's 99%. I thought it was 99 to 99 for a second, but it isn't. Frothy Philly can hold on to that. It's Kitsune for Kitsune now. Let's see this setup from Dhilducks. Oh, Ryan gets Red X. Red X is dead first again. Red X, please. Please, 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 please stop dying. Please stop dying. Please stop dying. Please. I need you to live for like 2 seconds in a fight. We need to manage that here. Okay, we're gonna clear the left side first, the left high. If anybody gets railed by either so, it's just over. It's just over. The Kitsunes are down onto the point. There's the Terra Surge from Astro, and that's a match win, I think, for Supernova. That's it. That's it. Azure takes Ryan out on the way out. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Wow. A rage quit from Dhilducks. Yo, the game's not over yet. The game's not over yet. Azure is pissed off. Azure hit the 180 spin onto the Tracer Pulse, and it's a rage quit. Well, okay.